Not only is NTE having its beta, but Duet Night Abyss is also having its second closed beta test, and it's something I'm quite excited for. Duet Night Abyss, in my opinion, is a bit of a sleeper hit in the gacha scene. It doesn't get as much fanfare as like Anata has been getting, or Azure Familia has been getting, or even as Silver Palace has just gotten recently, but it's a game that I've been secretly quite hopeful for. I played Warframe on launch, and I went back to it a couple times, and I do like the overall gameplay loop and style, and this game is very much inspired by that. So I actually am quite hopeful for Duet Night Abyss in bringing something new to the space. There's also a lot in terms of the character customization that we've seen previously, that it seems like it's a pretty good combat too along with it, that I want it to be successful. So I'm hopeful for this closed beta test. Let's go in and see, do they actually have something to offer here?
Sand ropes weave the path beneath.
So that's the MC.
Shouldst thou dream of a pristine sand realm, there lies the beginning of the story.
See, that at least has done like a little more to give me a hook. This does still on the surface. If I didn't know that this was like a zoned exploration like Warframe, my gut response would be like, oh look, it's Genshin again. But knowing the gameplay loop is a little bit different, knowing the world traversal and exploration is going to be quite different. It's not open world, it's a zoned exploration for the gameplay. I'm a little less worried about it, but at least on the surface you can definitely see that Breath of the Wild, you know, Genshin aesthetic and inspiration here, which I mean, like, look, people are pulling that inspiration for a reason. It's a good style. So is that I get one of just like the first playable characters, I'm assuming?
Someone will pluck you from the
I know those butterflies are two characters. I'm really liking the landscapes. That's cool. Oh, heck yeah! Heck yeah! Freaking Attack on Titan up in here? Yo, let's go. I know we've seen this character before. I like her ability. She starts flying around in this combat. I think she's got a scythe too, which is sick.
Strenuous journey.
For those as insignificant as we, to exchange what little we have for what we
I'm
desire.
liking those bosses. I'm liking that boss design. So we've seen her before from some of the original trailers. Love that chain whip. Yeah, so she's one of the first playable characters that we see unlocked. It is. I forget her name. But, oh man, I'm really liking the look of these characters so far. There you go. I just realized that was actual gameplay. That's not something that's pre-rendered there. I love that they are showcasing gameplay here. That was cool. That's cool. See? I love that Bloodborne, like that Victorian style hat that she had along with those pistols too. That mobility in that gameplay looks so good. So good. Alt animations are pretty good. Not huge on the short character. They freaking jacked Castorus's alt. Let's go.
If you wish to save all this.
See, I'm already loving the use of color and lighting and storytelling that we're seeing this way more than what we've seen from something like NTE. I
Forth
love
once
that.
more. Tread another path
Is that
twisted into the helix.
That looked a lot like the MC, but like not bandaged up. That looked phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie. Recently I dropped a video on NTE because they've got their closed beta test too happening right now too, and they dropped their trailer. There was nothing in depth or dynamic about their trailer. Their trailer did not offer any kind of like teaser, did not provoke intrigue. It just seemed like a roller coaster ride of lights and fanfare, and it didn't really seem like it was offering a ton. There was a few select moments I can think of that stood out, with like the girl summoning the almost Green Lantern like cars and launching them up the side of the building, seeing a little bit of the driving cinematics that they did, but they didn't show a single piece of gameplay. Not one. It was all pre-rendered animation just to kind of like hype up the experience. Duet Night Abyss did what it was supposed to do. Duet Night Abyss got me excited about wanting to try the gameplay. I think it used a great amount of intrigue in the trailer itself, had those little tidbits of lore that were being sprinkled throughout, showcasing multiple characters and showing combat, showing gameplay, showing us that there's actually something of substance here that you can actually get your hands on and it will be a tangible experience. Why in the heck are we not seeing more of that from NTE and some of these other titles? I'm stoked that, you know, titles like Silver Palace were able to do that they brought that out, that they were able to show that full like 10 minutes of gameplay footage. So they didn't just come out with some kind of hype trailer to get you a little bit excited for it. And Duet Night Abyss did the same thing. They had the pre-rendered cinematics, they showcased some of the characters, they showcased the gameplay, and it's something that I'm really excited to play. I'm really, again, hopeful and optimistic for this game. I don't think any gacha game is going to be the same juggernaut or whatever mammoth-like experience that Genshin Impact was. Genshin Impact was a product of its time in the COVID era where no one had anything to do. It was a free-to-play game, and if you didn't have a Switch and you didn't have Breath of the Wild and you wanted that kind of experience, but with waifus, then Genshin Impact was able to scratch that itch, and it was the first time that gacha games broke into the mainstream. But the thing is, a lot of the mainstream knows about gacha games now, and a lot of the mainstream doesn't love it. They don't like the monetization model that's brought along with it. Since then, too, we've had a lot of different gacha games get presented that have kind of fractured the community every single time. And I don't mean fractured necessarily in a negative sense, but meaning that more and more players are niching into the games that they have more fun with. Whether that was breaking off from Genshin to go to Honkai Star Rail, or breaking from there to go into Wuthering Waves, or into Zenless Zone Zero, or into, heck, something a little more chilled than that, like Nikke, for example. Like, I still play on the side because I have a lot of fun with it. But with the future of games of Arknights, Azure Familia, Duet Night Abyss, I think it belongs up there with those other titles that are coming down the line, that it is going to have its place. But I don't think it's going to be a juggernaut or anything like Genshin, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think any gacha game ever really will be in the same way. And you know what? I think that's okay. I think it was like the overall like size of it is what led to some of the like crazy amounts of like toxicity and insanity that came out of the Genshin community at that time. So I'm okay that it kind of has been like wound down a little bit. But for Duet Night Abyss, I have a very optimistic view for this game, and I do think it really has a chance to bring something new to the space to help do more. The more competition we have, the more that these companies innovate on this model and bringing more elements to it, I think are really good. I think one of the major things that I saw previously with Duet Night Abyss that has gotten me excited for it, as I mentioned earlier, is the character customization, where they obviously you're still pulling on these characters, but there's a variety of, you know, headgear, chest gear, and different pieces that you can use to still personalize that character to your account, especially with co-op being an element to this as well. If you're going in with the same characters, being able to customize them to look a little bit different and unique is a really cool element. I would love to see other gacha games incorporate a similar kind of system, especially ones that have co-op as part of their gameplay loop, like in some cases with Wuthering Waves and some of their events, or even Genshin Impact, which has its co-op, you know, Mario Party style games as well. I hope we see more innovation here, and I hope Duet Night Abyss can continue to have success, and I hope this beta test goes well for them. I have applied to be in it. Let me know if you think you're going to try this out, or if you want to apply for it as well. You can check that out. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you excited for Duet Night Abyss? Do you think it's going to be a little bit of nothing? A little bit of a nothing burger? I don't know. I'm hopeful for it. But that's going to be it for this one, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next time.